everyone, welcome to the geography class of standard 9th. The lesson that I am going to continue today is lesson number 17, pollution, effects and prevention. Given on page number 137 of your textbook. The topic that I am going to take today is restricted use of fossil fuels, save energy, encouragement of organic farming. With the following objective, you will come to know about reasons behind the restricted use of fossil fuels, ways to save energy, meaning of organic farming, need for organic farming. Children, we already know that a fossil fuel is a fuel formed by natural processes such as anaerobic decomposition of buried dead organisms, that is, their decomposition is the presence of air or oxygen containing organic molecules originating in ancient photosynthesis that release energy in combustion. With growing industrialization, that is, setting up of energies on a large scale worldwide, dependence on fossil fuels increases day by day. Since these are non-renewable sources, that is, they cannot be made and used again and again of energy, there has been a steep decline in energy reserves. Moreover, burning of fossil fuel is considered to be the largest contributing factor in atmospheric pollution. In order to deal with the imminent global energy scarcity, that is shortage, alternative and renewable energy sources are being developed. Moreover, alternative energy may help reduce greenhouse gas emission. Alternative renewable energy resources such as wind and solar power eliminate the pollution that accompanies fossil fuel energy. Alternative energy also reduces the reliance, that is dependence on limited fossil fuels like coal and petroleum reserves. Consider installing solar panels in your home to reduce the amount of fossil fuels needed to power your home. The initial installation of the solar collection requires a big investment, but the collectors are relatively maintenance-free and last a long time. This picture promotes the use of the cars that run on electricity in place of the cars that run on diesel or the petrol. As an electric car is an alternative fuel car powered by an electric motor rather than a gasoline engine. Hence, this car technology can be employed to conserve, that is, save the fossil fuel reserves of petrol and coal. Hybrid car technology uses two or more distinct power sources to move a vehicle. This is the image of a fuel-efficient hybrid car with a small combustion gas engine and an electric motor, which we all should prefer to save the fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. These cars use a small combustion gas engine with an electric motor and are fuel efficient, thereby minimizing, that is, reducing our dependence on fossil fuels like petroleum and diesel. This image promotes the use of biofuels, as use of biofuels such as ethanol or biodiesel could also play an important role in saving fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. Ethanol is the most common biofuel worldwide. It can be mixed with gasoline to any percentage and is used in existing petrol engines as a replacement of gasoline. In order to save the fossil fuels, we all should promote remote home control. Using mass transportation is the best way to save the fossil fuels. Mass transportation or the public transport like trains, trucks, planes and other means can play an instrumental role in the conservation of fossil fuels as opposed to a number of cars on the road. A bus or train transport more people and will save fuel. Now let us read restricted use of fossil fuels from your book. Page number 142. Fossil fuels produce energy when burnt. Energy is needed for cooking, running transport vehicles and industries. The fossil fuels include coal, petroleum and natural gas. They were formed due to the decay of buried plants and animals over millions of years. Some examples of fossil fuels are coal, crude oil, natural gas, and turf. It is roughly estimated that during the last 50 years, the demand for energy has increased almost 4 times. The need is likely to double or even triple in the next 40 or 50 years. Today, about 80% of the total energy needs of the world is met by burning of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. The main non-conventional sources of energy are solar energy, wind energy, hydel energy, tidal energy, nuclear energy, biomass energy, geothermal energy, alternative fuels like biogas, hydrogen, alcohol, biodiesel, biopetrol, etc. These non-conventional sources of energy, that is, the sources which can be renewed, can provide effective alternative to fossil fuels. This image shows the types of non-conventional sources of energy, that is solar energy, wind energy, hydel energy, geothermal energy, biomass and biogas energy. The non-conventional sources of energy are mostly renewable, that is they can be made and used again and again in nature, and the technologies based on these energy sources are mostly pollution free as their contribution to the greenhouse effect is just minimum. Thus, the development of the non-conventional renewable energy sources will definitely restrict the use of fossil fuels in future. Now let us proceed to next topic, save energy. The importance of energy can be understood in relation to the comforts of an individual and the economic development of a nation, that is development of a relation money-wise. Human beings are highly dependent on energy resources like coal, petroleum, natural gas to meet their needs. The rapid, that is quick increase in population has increased the demand for energy. Today, about 75% of the world's requirement of energy is met by the burning of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. Thus, the energy resources must be used judicially, that is, widely, so that they are easily available for the present as well as for the future generation. Saving energy is actually using the resources fairly and rationally. Some ways for saving energy are as under: avoid wastage of energy in our daily life and promote the use of alternative sources of energy. Develop new technology to increase the efficiency of energy in domestic, industrial, transport and private sectors. Energy resources like coal, crude oil, natural gas and turf are non-renewable, but 75% of energy resources need is met by them. So we should go for the alternative sources of energy like solar energy, hydropower, biomass, geothermal, ocean energy and wind energy. Electrical appliances such as fans, radios, television, music system, air conditioner, heaters, geysers, etc. should be switched off when not in use as they will consume a lot of energy. So according to this picture, we all should switch off the light when we leave the room. This is the image telling us to switch off all the lights and electrical appliances when not in use. The energy efficient appliances can be costlier, but the consumption of less energy will make them profitable in long run. For example, the LED bulbs are energy efficient. As far as possible, we should use public transport or do carpooling, which we have earlier discussed, in place of using personal cars or motorcycles. This is the image of energy efficient LED bulbs. We all should prefer carpooling as it will save your fuels and money. The automobile engines should be made more energy efficient and maintained properly to reduce the wastage of energy. Alternative fuels such as CNG, compressed natural gas, should be used in transportation sector. These days you can see the yellow-green autos running on CNG on our roads even. It will also help in reducing air pollution. This is the image of energy efficient engines that should be used these days to save energy resources. This is the image of CNG powered vehicle. Losses during transmission, that is transfer, mainly in the case of petroleum, and distribution of energy should be minimized, that is reduced by using efficient technology. Use of solar cookers, solar heaters and solar lanterns can save energy. We cannot use the fossil fuels forever as they are non-renewable and their reserves are fixed. To save the fossil fuel, we must encourage the use of renewable sources of energy. That is the sources of energy that can be used and made again and again. This can also reduce air pollution. This is the image of solar powered appliances which runs on solar energy and hence help us to reduce the dependence upon the fossil fuels. Now let us read organic farming. Now children, what is organic farming? Organic farming works in harmony with the nature rather than against it. This involves using techniques in achieve good crops yields without harming the natural environment or the people who live and work in it. Now coming back to your book on page number 143, let us read organic farming. Encouragement of organic farming. In India, organic farming system has been followed from the ancient times. This farming system is mainly aimed at cultivating the land and raising crops to keep the soil alive and in good health by use of organic waste like humus and other biological materials. Here, biological matter or materials refers to the materials that has come from living organisms like microorganisms and insects. The Department of Agriculture in the United States defines organic farming as a system which avoids the use of synthetic inputs such as chemical fertilizers which are used to increase the fertility of soil, pesticides, the chemicals that are used to kill the pest, insecticides, that is the chemical that is used to kill the insects, and rely that is trust upon crop rotation in which one crop is grown after the another crop to maintain the soil fertility, crop residues, that is the left out part of the crop after the extraction of the main crop, animal manures of farms, organic waste, etc. The system of organic farming relies that is trust on green manures. Here green manures are the fertilizers consisting of growing plants that are plowed back into the soil. Compost, that is the biodegradable organic waste like tree leaves, vegetable peels and discarded food items converted into useful manure under the action of the microbiological or microorganisms. Biological pest control, etc. It combines scientific knowledge of ecology and modern technology with traditional farming practices based on naturally occurring biological processes. Many of the methods developed for organic farming have been used extensively, that is on a large scale, in conventional agriculture. Here conventional agriculture refers to the farming that uses synthetic chemical and fertilizer to maximize the yield of a crop. The method of organic farming uses the natural environment to increase agriculture production. Legumes, that is the plant with root nodules that have the capacity to fix the atmospheric nitrogen to the soil for the growth of the plant. The crops are rotated to confuse pest. Crop diversity, that is variation, is a distinctive, that is a different feature of organic farming. The conventional farming focuses on monoculture, that is the growing of single crop at the same time in the same field, while organic farming employs polyculture, that is the system of agriculture in which more than one species of crop is grown at the same time. It is opposite to monoculture. It does not use genetically modified organism in food production. As children, organic farming has the following uses and benefits. It leads to the reduction of toxic, that is poisonous substances in the environment. It creates jobs, assisting the fight against climate change. Preservation of the culture of agriculture. It leads to the reduction of farm waste. So, each Indian farmer should carry on the organic farming as it aims to maintain the long-term fertility of the soil, to reduce the input cost, to effectively utilize, that is use the natural resources, to avoid all forms of pollution caused by agricultural techniques, to provide a quality food stuff. The organic farming system needs encouragement and support from the people, especially rich and government. It is a well-known fact that organic food is free from pesticides and insecticide. Thus, it is more nutritious and healthy when compared with non-organic food, which is grown by using the synthetic inputs such as chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and insecticides. According to the United Nations, about 40 million hectares of land, that is about 1% of total farmland or the agricultural land in the world, is under organic farming. But that is not enough. We should have more land under the organic farming. The demand for organic food is fast increasing in the health conscious developed countries of the world. So, keeping in view the benefits of organic farming, we all should encourage the organic farming in our country so that we all can get organic food free from all the sort of chemical fertilizers. At the end of my video, I hope that you have come to know the restricted use of fossil fuels and to use the alternative sources of energy to preserve the non-renewable resources, the methods to save energy, the advantages of saving the energy, encouragement of organic farming, keeping in mind the benefits of organic farming. So, your homework is to read the chapter till organic farming and complete your back exercises. Thank you and have a nice